Doma Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now on the heels of Anthony Joshua beating Kubrat Pulev in round nine stoppage, right hand over the top, boom, straight right hand. But the shot had to be the uppercut that started things, and the uppercut was the shot throughout the night. Anthony Joshua looked sensational in beating Kubrat Pulev in a controlled aggression type fight. Surprised a lot of us like me because he handled it really well. But on the heels of that, he opens up as an underdog to your boy Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is a favorite, close to 2-1 favorite versus Anthony Joshua. That's not that much, but it's still the Tyson Fury being the favorite here. You put Deontay Wilder in the mix. I think Tyson Fury is a 2-1 favorite over Deontay Wilder in the next fight, or 3-1, if I'm not mistaken. I know that Joshua and Deontay Wilder is a 50-50 fight with the odds. The odds have these guys pretty close to each other, bottom line. No one is more than 3-1 over the other one. So that shows you where we really are, because I like to tell you, it's always in the odds. The truth are in the odds. Everybody else can talk, but once the money get on the table, the truth is in the odds. You can pretty much find out what people really think when you're talking about the odds, right? But I think people need to take into consideration, though, because I'm seeing a lot of people saying Tyson Fury said could beat Anthony Joshua in 3 rounds, and even my boy Joe Sparker believes him or says he does, and even though they're cool. But all of a sudden Tyson Fury is all of a sudden a guy that stops people, right? And we talk to a lot of pundits and a lot of people that talk in boxing, people in here that are expecting people to listen to them about boxing, which means you would be knowledgeable and you try to research things and give your opinion on things. So you want to research it so you won't be just going talking out the side of your neck and trying to at least be honest, right? So, but what gets me sometimes, this huge drop off of knowledge when we're talking Tyson Fury. Like, we get all the inside scoops and come on the internet and talk. These boxers, these are contemporaries to Tyson Fury, are acting as if they don't see what's been going on with Tyson Fury, right? Like, none of these things that you're oblivious to it. I'm just like, how? Because I should be oblivious because I don't do social media other than this YouTube thing. So I don't really know what's going on Instagram, on Twitter and all that, But people that do, you're saying follow me at all these outlets and social media things that are going on, but then you don't know what's going on with Tyson Fury. Because Tyson Fury, if he has another fight, he's people are gonna be looking at a lot of things. There's way too many things, too many stories about Tyson Fury that would be huge stories if it wasn't really Tyson Fury, right? If someone is saying we have a glove situation in both fights with Deontay Wilder, right, with pictures of showing you these gloves. Right, one time his hand's not all the way in the left glove, the other time the right glove is looking like a dishwashing glove or something, right? Then you hear that John McDermott, the guy who beat him in the first fight, really, is saying the same thing about they had a glove issue and Tyson Fury paid somebody so he can wear a certain type of glove with less padding. So you would know that would be a big article, a big deal in boxing. But the heavyweight championship of the world, and we have it with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, no one's paying attention to that either. Then you say the man's been doped on cocaine, been doped on nandrolone, and you have a farmer that comes out and says, I didn't give him wild boar so he can get nandrolone. I mean, these are things these are huge stories by themselves. Then his sparring partners come out and says he's been putting things in the glove, which could be egg weights, and taking stuff out of the glove, which could be the padding. His sparring partners, Tyson Fury's sparring partners. That's a huge story in itself. All of these are scandals by themselves. And then when you put on top of it this fight with Steve Cunningham, what Cunningham was saying directly after the fight, which one of my favorite uploaders, I heard that recently, right? What Cunningham was saying right after that, with the cheating, with the elbows and the forearms, right after the fight with Cunningham. And then the referee for the fight, Eddie Cotton, who was not among us anymore, rest in peace, but Eddie Cotton has said that Tyson Fury is the worst fighter he's ever refereed in his 24-year career at the time. And then he said something that he put on top of it. And he said, quote this, I've had Andre Galata 3 times. And Galata's the guy who was notorious for hitting low against Riddick Bowe and not being able to keep his mind straight in fights, right? These are all the things that just I could come off the top of my head, and there's more when it comes to Tyson Fury. So, I mean, these boxers who will come out and act like they don't know any of these informations, that's way, this for me as I'm looking at them sideways, I'll be honest. Because it's like, you can't have this information, this knowledge. And all these people that are talking about boxing, and there we have a huge drop-off. We don't know nothing about that. No, this one you would have to pick a side. Like, is it okay for the man to cheat? Or is it okay for no one to investigate if the man is cheating, seeing as though he's done it a million times? Or, is Deontay Wilder just being crazy and not accepting a loss, right? Is that what that is? Because then he would have to stand in line with all of the other crazy people, right? Some have nothing to do with what he got to stand in line with Martin Carefoot. Martin Carefoot don't never box. He's 70 years old. I'm just gonna come up with a lie and tell Tyson Fury just because I'm just gonna come up with it. UKAD. Hey man, our testing system is wrong. He wasn't really tested for nandrolone. Our system is wrong. So we're delusional over here at UKAD, right? We didn't find no cocaine in him. Hey, the sparring partners, man, we got something. He's paying us to come spar with him, but we got something against him, man. Them gloves that we found, they're not his. We put them there to make Tyson Fury look bad. And then we put some egg weights in the gloves. Then we took the pads out of his gloves. Because, we trying to all get Tyson Fury, right? So at some point, somebody has to, because it really insults your intelligence to think that all these people that have more to do the boxing than you do, doing videos or looking at videos, right, that no one knows about this at all, or no one's paying attention. What has happened is people try to just be in the middle until something happens so they can say that they were on that side. Either you believe these allegations are worthy of people at least investigating, or you're not, right? Because you think, I don't give a damn if he cheated or not. He beat the hell out of that dude. Good, right? It's one of the two, and one is despicable. So let's see what happens going forward with all the odds and everything. But I think if you're doing your odds, I think you have to keep that in consideration, because if Tyson Fury fights again, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be looking at what's going on, and they probably not going to be talking about it, right, what they're looking at, but they will be, because a lot of people do understand what's going on. The problem is they really can't say it in fear of what people might think about them for saying it. And that looks like, I don't know if that's democracy anymore. We got to see what's happening here. Bottom line is, that is very interesting. Dome Sports Talk Worldwide, and I'm up out of here. 2-1 for Fury.